Yes, big things are about to happen in Monster Hunter Wilds. We have a full-blown month filled with all of the events so far, in case you missed them. We also got a bunch of big leaks and also data mines, some of which I was able to check out myself in the game, so that's why I want to issue a big spoilers warning ahead, as we are going to showcase some of these items, talk about them, what to expect from the challenges, so let's dive right in. Now, to get things started, there are three major events happening in the next few weeks, starting with the Blossom Dance Festival that begins on April 22nd and stays up until May 7th. This is going to bring a whole bunch of extra events as well. Pretty much everything that you missed until now will be there, but also some exclusive items that we are going to check out in this video. Then a week later, on April 29th, we get that Arch-Tempered Ray Dau encounter that also has its own items as well that we will check out. And finally, the end of May update with a ton of weapon rebalancing, including buffs but also some nerfs. So let's get started with the Spring Festival, which is going to bring some drastic changes to the Grand Hub mainly. We can see all of those cherry blossoms and the spring theme going on. Even the meals at the canteen will change. We don't really know what buffs we get for now, but if it's anything like the existing ones, chances are they are going to be very useful. Besides this, we also get all of these events right here, and now thanks to this new page being updated, we know which event gives us some of the new armors, so let's jump over them. Starting of course with the Blossom Alpha armor set, which we now know we get from the Daughters of Caribou's 4-star event. In this one, we have to hunt 2 Lalabarinas that were also teased in the presentation, and we have to gather those special materials to obtain the Blossom Alpha armor set and the Feline Butterfly Alpha Pelico equipment. And by the way, here is how it looks like in game. I think that it's actually looking pretty decent. It does come in with its own unique set bonus and also a bunch of skills. From the looks of it, all of them counter Lalabarina's strongest attack, so giving you poison immunity via poison resist, paralysis resistance as well. But you also get a very interesting set bonus over here, Festival Spirit, that I've seen in a couple of other locations. This lets you carve 1 additional time from carcasses during quests. No effect when joining mid-quest, so pretty much behaving exactly like the Carver meal buff, giving you all of that. The only question now is it actually going to stack with the Carver meal? My expectation is no, but if it does, chances are that it's going to be pretty OP, even if you are going to sacrifice quite a bunch of skills over there. And this is, by the way, how it also looks for the female version. But there's another one that we get from the event, which is going to be the Sakura Tide Alpha, and this, in my opinion, looks really cool. Kind of going with that whole spring Ronin shinobi sort of vibe. I really like. This is more oriented towards damage as well, and both the female and the male versions, I believe, look really great. And this is going to be more oriented towards damage. You can see that some of the pieces feature Foray, Quick Sheath, Item Prolonger. There's also a couple of set bonuses over there that are really interesting. So one of them is the 4-set Blossom Dance Boon. During Blossom Dance, it adds special items to quest rewards and greatly boosts attack and defense. We don't really know exactly how much that's going to be since the Blossom Dance Festival has not begun. So it's really nice that we're getting some bonus damage, given how we're missing out on some of our better skills from the meta sets. But besides that, I'm intrigued about those bonus items we get as quest rewards. So it's likely going to make it easier for us to complete some of the other event armors quicker, which is why you're likely going to want to focus on getting this armor set first, so that you get that bonus in terms of quest rewards. And yes, if you were wondering, this also features that Festival Spirit, the Carving Master, that also gives you the extra carves. So again, this is likely going to be the one you're going to want to focus on. But these are not the only items we get. Like I said, these events, some of them are old, plus some new ones that will give us some of the new gear teased in the previous presentation. So just to show you a few examples, for example, the sealed eye patch, which I will call the Kakashi eye patch from now on. This is going to be given from That Won't Work on Me, a 6-star difficulty event against a tempered Shugu. And in this one, we're going to get this alpha version of the sealed eye patch. I really like the way it looks. I think that it's pretty unique and it comes with some fire resistance. But let's be honest, we're going to use this mainly for the looks and for the layered armor. Another one is the Sealed Dragon Cloth, which, yes, is going to behave the same in the game as it did in the presentation video from a few weeks back. This is going to have all of those wind blow animations on it, and I think that it looks really good. Comes with some dragon resistance and also resentment. However, it's not clear if it's going to be from one of the event quests or from the Blossom Festival itself. In the presentation video, they implied that it would be from one of the event quests. However, checking the page over here, none of them listed like how they did directly with the eye patch previously. So my expectation is that we are gonna get it somehow from the Blossom Dance Festival itself. And finally, two new pair of shades, including the Shadow Shades, very Matrix / Neo inspired over here, I'm not gonna lie, gives some stun resistance and blindsider. And finally, the Round Glasses Alpha, red pair in this case with some blight resistance, so you can definitely go ahead and get them once the events drop. Everything else besides this will give you a chance at some of the old rewards that we got. Tongue Tide, which is going to also start really soon, will further give you the armor spheres and also the hard armor spheres. Besides this, also you're going to get back this Anguish and Atrocity that we talked about before. So this was really great at both farming some XP as well as nourishing extracts at the same time. So if you really want some demon drugs and other buffs in there, it's very useful at giving you two things at the same time. So both the XP and the nourishing extracts. I talked about this more in the previous video, so totally check that one out. But then on the 29th, we have the big new Arch-Tempered event, which is going to be against Ray Dau. We also had a glimpse into some of the armors before, which are basically the same Ray Dau armors, but now with that blue effect on it, similar to the crystals that the boss forms during the fight. So the Gamma set over here is also going to be for the character, but also for your Bellico. And in this case, here are some of the things you should expect from it. We, of course, have a full look at the armor set right here, and it's actually better than expected. Definitely seems more useful than the regular Ray Dau armor we normally have. So just skimming over these items right here, the bonuses we get on the head include Weakness Exploit, Max Might, and Stamina Surge, all level 1. Then on the chest piece, we have level 3 Latent Power. On the arms, we have a Vedic Standard level 2. Then on the waist, Latent Power again level 2 and Max Might level 2. And finally, the legs give Stun Resistance and Stamina Surge. So altogether, it's actually not a bad set. You're going to maybe want to at least go for the 3 set piece, as that's going to give you a very interesting bonus. It's probably not going to be the Gormagala, but let's check it out anyway. So besides that, the Ray Dau voltage that we get on the normal set anyway, we also get Lord's Soul Guts bonus right here, boosting attack and lowering defense, but lets you survive one lethal hit, and afterwards it boosts defense and resistances. Now, I'm not entirely sure by how much you get that defense lowered and then increased, but I do know after testing that you get 10 raw attack boost by having the Guts Tenacity active, which is actually really good. The uptime on it seems to be much bigger than in the case of the 4-set Gormagala. However, it's not going to come close to it in terms of the bonus. So the 4-set Gormagala gives you plus 15 if you also cure the Frenzy eventually, and it also gives you plus 25% to Affinity. However, this is a 3 out of 3 set bonus, which means we have room to combine it with another 2-set. So a combination between this and the 2-set Gormagala kind of fits best of both worlds. So in this case, you get a much more prolonged plus 10 bonus to attack power. Yes, it's going to lose out on the plus 5 that you get from the 4-set bonus, but you have a much higher uptime on it. And you still get the plus 25% affinity from the Frenzy plus Antivirus from the 2-set bonus. So in theory, it should at least make up for that loss in plus 5, maybe even exceed it, because your uptime on the plus 10 is much better on the Ray Dau Gamma. But again, more testing needs to be done, and it depends how the Guts bonus also behaves. And just the fact that it also gives you a cheat death mechanic, this is probably going to be my main new build once it gets to drop. I think that a lot of folks will switch to it just for the extra comfort while still retaining a lot of the bonus damages. Also, while we're on the subject of Arch-Tempered Ray Dau, also get ready for the challenge to be much more difficult. This isn't just an increase in difficulty and aggressivity, but the boss is also going to have more aftershock effects to pretty much all of its attacks. So both its ray gun attacks as well as its melee will have these aftershock explosions that pop off at the point of impact. So if you linger and stay there, you're going to get hit by the aftershock, which you really don't want. And I'm pretty sure that this is also going to debuff you, so you're going to get even more damage if you get hit again. But otherwise, the fight seems to unfold very similarly, so like all of the moves seem to be very similar to how the default Ray Dau is already in the game, which again is expected. Also, no weapons craftable from here. It's pretty much the same as I think it's always been in the series. I don't think there's been any point when arch-tempered enemies came with their own weapons as well. So they only get armors, not weapons, but let me know down below if there has ever been any exception. And the same goes with the Blossom Festival, no weapons from the looks of it, it's just the armors for now. Anyway, on a final note, if you didn't check it out, we have two new event quests, The King of the Faraway Sky and When Do Quemetres Sing. Now the first one I was quite disappointed about because it literally just gives you the tier 7 Artian weapon parts, which, let's be honest, nobody in high rank even needs at this point. It doesn't even help to further farm the better like reinforcements or anything, since it's per category and per level as well. So it's kinda a waste right now. You can also get a ton of Artian weapons of tier 7 very easily with existing content. I just wish that in the future Capcom actually adds relevant endgame items from these event quests to make them a little bit more worth it. But we also have this new Armstrigian helmet piece, which looks something like this, kind of has that small creature on your head. I think it looks pretty sweet, even though I'm never going to use the item for its skill anyway. But you need 3 of these new tickets that drop from that Quemetres event, and guess what? Both the lucky vouchers and the lucky meal buffs have a separate chance to give you bonus Ds. So if you stack both of them, you can literally have the chance to get 3 that you need within one single hunt. So yeah, go ahead, do it, and you may have this within one single fight. This is pretty much it with the video. Thanks much for watching, and until next time.